out. He made an amazing yogurt breakfast, which was fantastic. So go and check that out. Not going to spoil it for you. And we're back for part 2.
Yeah, back for part 2, and I'm still going to eat that. I'm not going to. I didn't woof it all down because it was too nice to just woof down. So onion bhajis. That's what I'm going to make for you today.
Oh man!
Now the thing is, right?
It's very stereotypical that of you to be cooking onion bhajis, really.
Well, do you know what? It's been a week. I don't know what it is. For some bizarre reason, it just seemed. For some bizarre reason, I do my own Facebook lives and I do my own cookery classes online, and I've started to do some live cooking in another group called the Sassy Slimmers.
Ooh,
what a great name that
Sassy
is!
Slimmers.
I know they're great because I've decided that I want to share all my wealth and knowledge with everyone, regardless whether they are keto or not keto, the diet, that diet. I'm not here to preach. I'm just here to give everyone good food, and they can pick and choose what they want to do.
And that's
you know what
brilliant.
I mean?
That's brilliant, mate. I love that. And that's how it should be for a lot of stuff, isn't it? When people, because you're not going to convince. If you come in with a hard line, whether whatever ism it is, people are going to go away. But actually, if you just sort of educate people, go, I might try that. A great example. I had an omelette the other day, and I put turmeric in it.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I did. I thought, I've got to put a bit of turmeric in, not too much, just a little bit. And I did. It was lovely, mate. It was lovely. Four egg
and you couldn't even tell. And obviously, people wonder if they're watching Facebook and they're watching me live as well. I've got this other geezer here.
I know.
Right? And the reason why I have him here is just to remind everyone of what I've achieved. I don't want people to go, oh, you're amazing. No, it's because of the lifestyle I lead. And if anybody then asks how I've achieved it, because this is the thing, I never went out to lose weight. What I went out to do, do you want me to tell you the truth, Kirk? Right, between you and me, mate, this is going to be really Indian stereotypical, right? You ready for this, mate?
Yeah, go on.
I know you're going to piss yourself laughing here now, right? Okay. So my mate, right, Mark, another fellow Mank, he obviously got onto the keto lifestyle and he made himself fit and healthy, right? So I used to work. I'm a hard worker, right? I ain't gonna lie to you. I can work. You know, being an ex-chef and pub landlord and that, I could work. And I was thinking to myself, obviously I needed to sort my blood sugars out. That was a given. I know I needed to sort my blood sugars out. But then I thought to myself, well, if I work 8 hours a day and I make this much money, imagine if I working 16, 12, 14 hours a day and I am super fit. What do you think I'm going to earn?
I'll tell you what, you do a great impression of an Indian man. Tell you, wonderful, that's it.
Mate, that's genuine. Honestly, I even sat there and went, Sandy, what is the matter with you? I went, Sandy, you need to get a grip of life here, mate. Right? I honestly thought, if I do 8, 16, 14 hours, what could I achieve? Anyway, beside the point, right? Yeah. Let's get back on track. So, talking of Indians, right? Not invented. There's lots of deviations and variations of this particular dish that I'm going to prepare, and it was made famous by the 1970s Bangladeshi Indian curry houses, and they made these big splats of a bhaji, right? It was literally a chickpea flour, which I've got here, in a nice jar. Okay, chickpea flour. And it was amalgamated. Another chef word there for you, darling. It was put together, amalgamated with some onions. Now, to an untrained person, this is just an onion. Yeah, but to a trained Indian, it's more than an onion. This is a moneymaker. Okay, because you think about it.
Yeah.
Right. These Indians arrived, took an onion, chopped it up, and served it back to the British for quadruple the price.
Yeah, just put a bit of flour, chickpea flour on and deep fried it.
And who's the clever one here now? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All sat around. How can we make some money? Oh yeah. Get the onions. Then we got a lot. Probably got a massive bag of onions and thought, what we're going to do with these? Let's fry them and see what happens.
Exactly. That's how it went. Now the thing was, in the different households, and again, you got to remember, just like we, as a British, were growing up, we never had snacks. As in, like, you would never go to the shop and buy snacks.
No.
It was always made at home. So this kind of onion, whatever you want to call it, some people call it pakoras, some people call it bhajis. There's loads of different things. This was made at home as a little snack, as a little treat. And my mum and other Asian people, no, Southeast Asians. I can't talk for the Bangladeshis because I don't know much about how they do it, but the Pakistanis, the Sikhs, they would make this variation really quickly done, bang, 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 deep fried, served, and it's such a great snack.
Yeah,
and that's
wonderful.
what we're going to do.
I love them. I love them. I think they're amazing. They're amazing. Them and samosas. I mean, I can just, especially if you get them from the temple, get them from the Sikh temple. Wonderful.
Oh, oh my God! You know all the tricks, don't you?
I tell you what, 50p each. You can't beat it. Get in there, Sikh temple. Bosh.
And here in Leicester, right, we have a lot because they open up the doors because of their culture and the religion. They open the doors up to any culture. Anybody and always offer food free of charge.
Yep.
How wonderful is that? How wonderful is that?
I am multicultural, you know. Just because I'm a bit pale in complexion, I do know me stuff.
I know you do. We always discuss this. So anyway, back to
let's get back to the cooking.
Bhajis, the bhajis, right? And everybody's been asking this week about bhajis. So I did it in every one of my classes, did it in the Sassy Slimmers. So I only thought it right that I finish off my week with you with onion bhajis.
Lovely.
Okay?
Lovely.
So what do you need, right? I'm going to give you an amazing masterclass. I'm not going to give you ingredients. I'm not going to give you recipes. I'm going to give you the method, right? You can go out there and go on Tinternet and find yourself 100 million recipes. They're out there. But what they don't give you, my friend, is the glorious method. And I'm going to give you the secret of the method. Now, onion bhaji, right? Straight away, as soon as you say those two words, the ingredient list is already there. If you can remember one thing, onion bhaji. Guess what you need for the first ingredient?
Probably onion. Yeah.
Right? So that's the first ingredient. I'm going to put that on my chopping board. Second, the bhaji bit is the flour. So what flour do we use? We don't use plain flour. We don't use wheat flour. We use chickpea flour. Okay? There's your two ingredients. If you've got those two ingredients, you can pretty much make a bhaji. Now, what takes it to the next level is the spices and the other bits that you add in. But the two main staples is that. That is it. Yeah. That's your masterclass to begin with. That's part one. So there's the two ingredients. Next, obviously, you're going to need some water. You're going to bind that all together. You'd also need some oil. As you can see over here to my left, I have a pan of oil. Now, because I am keto, I am going to tell people right now, I have done a few little cheeky little things. First of all, I'm using shallots. Shallots are a lot lower in carb. I don't understand why. They just are. They're nicer, they're sweeter, they've got all the elements of the best onion possible. But they're like, literally, a normal onion is like 18 grams of carbs, whereas the shallot is 3. Weird.
It's nuts,
a little
isn't it?
Small difference.
And they are nice. They're beautiful. They're, like you say, a lot. When you cook them, they're a lot sweeter.
Yeah. We used it. We only ever used shallots in our college. We never used normal onions. In the chickpea flour, I've mixed that with some coconut. Right. So again, lowering the carb level. So I'm still getting maximum taste, but just tweaking it here and there just to make the difference. The oil I'm using, you can use any kind of oil. And I made this mistake the other day, and then somebody messaged me and said, "Oh, you said use any kind of oil," and the guy used lard, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm a giraffe. Really? You used lard, and you wonder why your bhajis tasted porky?"
God,
I mean, really? I mean, what was he thinking? Anywho, you can use lard, but only after you've used the lard a few times. You know, when your mum used to I don't know, used to have the chip butties or whatever. The first attempt of cooking wouldn't work, but as you use the lard a few times, it gets better. But I'm using coconut oil. There you go, some coconut oil, or you can use a light olive oil. So these little small differences make a big difference, right? Yeah. So I've got myself a bowl, right? I'm going to move some ingredients out of the way. I'm going to show you some of the bits that I want to show you because I've got a gift for you. I've been a busy boy these last 2 weeks.
Excellent.
It's been 2 weeks since I saw you, isn't it?
Yeah, because you was busy the other week, weren't you? So yeah.
Yeah, me mum basically.
Well, I didn't want to mention it because that's obviously personal. So I hope she's okay anyway.
Yeah, it's off. To be quite honest, mate, it's how can I put it in a really nice way? Incompetence people, knowing that in the medical world, you know what I mean? You know those kind of doctors that as soon as you walk through the door, he says paracetamol.
Yeah.
No, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't even get me started.
There's a drug for that. They tried to put me on statins when they had me stroke, and I refused to take them. And he didn't like
God.
me. The doctor didn't like me. I was like, well, my doctor was fine, but the people at the hospital was like, no, you've got to take these. I went, oh, I'm not taking them. Sorry, mate. All right, there you go.
Yeah. So, all we're going to use, again, we're going to use just literally one onion, shallot. Now, I've got some left over here, which I'm not going to waste. I've got a little bit first of all. And I'm just going to take my knife and I'm just going to make 2 kinds of slices. So the first one is I'm going to make like cubes. And I only found this out from my mum. I've been doing these for ages. And again, you know these little tricks you pick up from old days? I go, oh, I didn't realise that. So my mum, she makes 2 kinds of cuts. She does like a square one to begin with, right? So you got these little bits of squares, right? Well, not squares, you know what I mean, like pieces.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, would never.
Pieces pieces of onion.
Yeah, would never have done it like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'd never, ever. Exactly. But I'm not going to mess with what my mum knows. You know what I mean? That's one thing I won't ever question when it comes to this kind of cooking. And then obviously I'm going to take one, chop that in half, chop the shallot, take the ends off. Okay, top and tail as we call it in the trade. Okay, take off the layer of skin, the first layer, and I'm going to slice this one next.
Yeah, because normally you slice them all, don't you? Almost like a ring type thing.
Yeah, that's what I used to do, but no, because the difference of cuts kind of helps it put it together.
Yeah, I thought when you said you was doing it, I thought, I bet that helps it bind because you've got a lump to go around with the mixture.
Yeah. Again, tried and tested ingredients. You know, people do it for a reason. You know. Tight, clean as you go, ladies and gentlemen. Clean as you go.
Yeah.
So now I just slice this. I just slice this up. Here we go.
You should be in a speed chopping competition, you know.
You know that I am going for the world record. You know that, don't you? You know this.
I know. I do remember things.
There you go.
Excellent, man.
That's sliced. And on my, I don't know. Well, again, on my board, you'd be surprised from one onion, and there was a little bit left over. All right, but it was quite a medium size. How much you can get out of it? It's frightening, and that's why every Asian takeaway used to make these, because not only are they great tasting, they were great profit, superb profit. I don't blame them at all. So, and here's the next trick. Okay, this is the thing that I didn't realize myself. They go into a bowl. Okay, go into a bowl, and then we get my lovely dabba. This is called a yabba dabba do. Okay, I use an Indian spice container. It's a silver container, airtight. I add the spices as I need, so they stay fresh.
So what's that called? Is it called a dabba?
It's called a dabba, yeah.
Okay.
But I call it a yabba dabba do.
Okay, so we know.
Just sounds better. But as you can see, it's all got all the things I need in there.
The main stuff.
Some pink salt, my turmeric. That stuff there, the red one, is not chili. It's Kashmiri chili because I use that a lot.
Hey, I need to get some of that. But we got pink Himalaya salt last week. We've got that. We're using that now. We're on that.
But when I get to see you, I've got a load of good. I was going to post a load of stuff out to you, but now that I've got it all here, which I'm going to talk to you about when I see you, I got some stuff for you.
Excellent. Well, it'd be cheaper than the thing I sent you in the post. That's for certain.
Oh, I had that. It was horrific, mate.
Was it?
I couldn't take a picture of it. The pastry was lovely.
Yeah.
The pastry was absolutely lovely, but the inside,
no good. No good. Anyway, we'll get a proper one. Go on, carry on.
Right, so I'm gonna put a touch of salt on first, just a touch of salt. And you'll notice, I don't know, again for the guys at home, the reason this dabba is fantastic is it's the closest thing to being professional. So you can literally get your spoon, your knife, and you fast. You've got all the spices at hand. You know,
I like
everything's
that.
there. You don't need to keep going back to your drawer, open it up, look for what you got.
Oh, what's going on? Oh no, we lost him. Or was that me? Oh no, what's going on? Let me just check I'm still rocking. It looks like I am. Looks like we just lost him for some reason. I don't know what's going on. Are we still out? Still going out? We're still not? Oh, no. Oh God, what's going on? Bizarre. Yeah.
Gone. Oh, gone for one quick second. What happened then?
I don't know. I thought it was. I wasn't sure if it was my computer, but you're back. Thank God for that.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
That was a bit weird, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was frightening. Yeah, because I make my own curry from scratch, and I have all the spices and everything, and I'm forever, so that will be quite good. The old dabber.
All right. Well, okay. Fantastic. Right. So I never knew this, right? But again, I watched her a few years ago, and she squeezed it. I was like, ah. And I would always add water, and it was never right. I could never get it to the way my mum did it. But again, the method. And
so hang on, we might have missed that first bit. So what did you do? Have you put the powder on the onions?
No, I put salt, just salt.
Right. Okay.
Because the salt is going to draw out.
Yeah.
And I'm just squeezing, and literally, it's soaking wet.
Right.
It's soaking. Yeah. So there's the moisture, and in essence, if you think about it again scientifically, if I add water to the onions and then add the batter and then put it in my frying pan for deep fry it, it's just going to spit and go everywhere because it's trying to get rid of that moisture that's already naturally in the onion. And every vegetable and meat product is what 70-90% water. You know, that's just life, isn't it? So I mean, Kirk, literally, I've got onion juice all over my hands, literally. So that's part 2 done. Okay. Now, if you were to just add chickpea flour to this, mix it, add a touch of water, make it into a batter, fry it, not bad. It's okay. You could get away with it. Okay. However, we don't do that, do we? We go to the next phase, which is to add in the bits. So I'm just giving my hands a little bit of a wipe. You're gonna like this. I've got these lovely beer towels because obviously my bar won't open up, but I got Tetley's.
Excellent. And that's not a bad idea to have for when you're cooking or doing stuff barbecue because they're quite robust, aren't they? And they'll absorb.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's a good idea. That.
You're welcome. So there's that. They are kind of like stewing. Weirdly enough, already stewing. So we need to add some spices to this. Okay. Again, when you get your measurements from your recipe, just follow the recipe. But again, the thing with when I do my class and showing people the onion bhajis, it's purely touch. It's all by touch. Whether you're using 1 onion, 2 onions, or 50 onions, it's exactly the same process. It's no different. So I just need to add a touch of spices in here. So I'm going to go with a touch of turmeric. Okay. Turmeric is just a classic. Straight in with turmeric. I'm going to put a touch of Kashmiri chili in as well. Just a touch. And the other thing that I'm going to put in is the coriander seeds. It's really, again, I love the crunch. Okay, I love the crunch. Get my pestle and mortar.
Yeah, I do like fresh coriander seeds. I think they've got a nice flavour to them, haven't they?
It's really fragrant, really, really fragrant. And not everyone does it, but again, I like it. So, few to this. Again, there's your food threesome. So everything in 3. So, turmeric, Kashmiri chili, and coriander seeds. Now, I'm not bashing the hell out of that. All I'm doing is just lightly crushing, and that just will be enough. So, the 1 onion, a little bit of turmeric, a little bit of Kashmiri chili, and then like a teaspoon of coriander seeds. And because I've crushed it, it all doubles in size because it's all chopped up in it, so it's doubled up. So there's my spices. Now I do like chili, but not necessarily for heat. So behind me, I've got some chilies. Okay. Now I'm gonna give you a quick class of chilies. This is really, really easy. When I watch chefs talking about chilies and all that kind of stuff, unless it's a habanero or a Scotch bonnet or a bird's eye red hot chili, they are going to be hot. Don't mess about with them. They're going to be hot. Don't even pretend anything else. However, the ones that you get from the fancy shops, from Tesco's and your Aldi's, are all nicely packaged up, you know, cost about 30 quid, and there's like only 3 in there. Three chilies. To an Indian person, they just look at that, gone out, what the hell's going on there, right? So I did a big handful from the Indian shop, Asian shop, and the only way to figure out if they're hot, because I had load. One was mild and the other one was hot. And the only way to find out is to literally eat it. Is to have a bite of it, or if you're not willing to eat it, just test it out on the bottom of your lip. That is the only way to figure it out. this other nonsense about take the seeds out and nah, just taste the bloody thing. So
I used to grow chilies, you know, about 6 varieties.
and you will know this then, that you can have a few that are really mild, and then there'll be one bad boy, 1 out of the 5. You think, yeah, and he, you know what I mean? There's always one, isn't there? So I don't need to test this one because I'm not really looking for heat. If it does get hot, then fine. But I'm taking 1 chili, okay, chop it in half because it's quite big, Move this out of the way, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to give this a really good chop. Now I could crush it in the pestle and mortar, but I know what'll happen. It'll be too much. I just want this little spikes of chili, just the little spikes. There you go, just chilies, just a little chop up. Okay, so this is where we're going to add the greenery now. I like to add a bit of greenery to my onion bargies. Okay, so a little bit of chili in. So there's 1 bit of greenery. The next bit of greenery is some spinach. See that?
All right, okay.
I'm all ready for you, mate. I've been up since about 5:30, thinking how I can get this ready. No, I'm joking.
I've been up since 5. I've undercoated the front door.
No, but yeah, a little bit of spinach, just a little bit. Okay, it's this nice touch. Again, It goes really crispy.
Yeah, would never have thought about putting spinach in an onion pakora or bhaji.
Yeah. And the next bit of greenery, have a guess what bit of greenery I'm going to put in next. So I've got put 3. I've got green chili, I've got spinach. What's the third thing I'm going to put in?
It's not peas, is it? Peas.
Well, if you do veg, then it turns into a veg pakora.
Oh, and they're nice. They're wonderful. Oh, yeah. Coriander.
Absolutely.
Oh,
coriander.
Man, I love that. I love it all day long.
So I'm just going to take the ends off. Okay. Ends are going off.
And for our American friends, cilantro, I think they call it, don't
cilantro, yeah, that's
cilantro. They say, "What's coriander, Kirk?" Cilantro for you in watching in California. Cilantro.
So I'm just gonna again roughly chop up a little handful of cilantro, coriander, and then that's gonna go into my bowl. Simple. So there's all the bits that I'm putting in for that. But if anyone's watching at home and they want to do this and they can't get all of these ingredients, it's fine. Like I said, as long as you've got the chickpea flour and you've got the onion, and more than likely you've probably got salt and pepper at home, you can get away with. Well, it won't be too bad. Okay.
Yeah, and you can get the chickpea flour in most supermarkets if you go to the supermarket in the world aisle, can't you? If you go to the world aisle, you'll find them. And a little tip for you people: if you want to buy rice or spices or anything, go to the world aisle and look at the difference between a packet of chili. It'll probably cost you about £1 for a massive bag, and then go to the other aisle and it'll be about £1 for a little jar. So who's stupid?
Absolutely. So again, I've just literally squeezed that, and the spinach is kind of amalgamated. The smell is already.
Oh man!
Again, you don't need to, cooking isn't rocket science. It really isn't. If you're making a marinade or you're making the first bits, if it tastes like pants, guess what? It's going to taste like pants.
It's a bit like wine, isn't it? All this wine's horrible. I think I'll use it for cooking. No, throw it away. Throw it away. It's going to be crap.
Yeah, I never understood that. I never ever understood that. And every French person that I ever spoke to said that was the biggest load of rubbish. No Frenchman would ever use bad wine in cooking. Never ever.
No point. Throw it away.
Yeah, they would use it for vinegar. So there you go. It's really it's really wet and moist. Okay, my water is ready. Now here's the next bit. Okay, in with the chickpea flour. Okay, mine's a mixture of chickpea and coconut.
Is that coconut flour then? Yeah.
Yeah, coconut flour. Yeah, and I mix that through, and again, start mixing it. And you want it. It's a really weird consistency that you want to make, and this is where I'm trying to tell you guys the method. Okay. You don't want it to be like you're battering fish, okay? So that it coats the back of the spoon. No. We're not doing that. That's not what we're doing. We're doing something completely different. We want it to be stodgy, like right now. And you got to smell it. At the moment you put the chickpea flour in, it's a very distinctive smell, okay? And you want it to be coated. You want it stodgy, but with a slight bit of moisture. And that moisture is only there to bind it all together. That's it. Yeah, it's just to bind it. So I got my jug here, and I'm just gonna put a few drops in. You got to be careful. Few drops, literally a few drops. Okay.
Cool.
I know.
Very
I know what you're
suave.
thinking.
Very suave.
Okay, and again, you got this mix hand. Don't be shy. I've noticed people when they touch food with their hands, like, oh, I can't touch it. Oh my gosh, get it touched.
Oh no.
Us Brits are strange, you know. I love watching the Brits when they're out in restaurants. It's great. It's like the most weirdest experience ever.
My mum's been on. She said this guy's mint. That's what she said.
Oh,
There you go.
So
Yeah.
are you, ma'am?
Yeah, you're
I
right.
haven't met you yet.
What I was going to say was, it's like the old. I forget what the bloody program was. They used to take. They were basically taking the mickey out of us white people. Remember? Well, let's go out for an English. Let's try something bland. Yeah.
Oh.
15 bread rolls. What's it
You know
called?
that program had a few good. Only two good sketches I liked was the rest of it was rubbish. To be quite honest, I thought it was rubbish. But it was about the one where the sketch where they changed the guy's name and they couldn't pronounce his name.
Oh yeah, that was brilliant. No, we're going to call you whatever. Yeah.
His name was Jonathan. No, Jonathan. John. No, Jonathan. No, Jonathan.
Yeah.
That was funny. That was funny.
Really good, mate.
Right, so back to the cooking. I'm pretty much thinking we're on 9:47. Look at me watching the clock.
I know.
I'm going to turn the heat up on my oil, finish off mixing this to get it to the consistency as I said. I don't want it to be batter. I just want it to coat, and it's going to be quite tight as in like it's going to be quite firm.
Yeah.
So if you want to go to a track, and we can on the last bit we can fry.
Right. Well, what we've got, Ross has been on, and he said the only track you can play, because he's making onion pakoras or onion bhajis, depending which one you want to say, is a track by Marvin Gaye, the Onion Song. So,
Really?
Yes. So we'll be back for part 3, if you're watching on Facebook, for the cook-off.
The